back with another banger, man. So this one is a late live stream. I'm gonna give y'all a minute to get in here, but just wanted to talk about the current state of crypto with y'all. Also go over, some top news stories so that way we are more informed investors, man. Shout out to y'all for rocking with me. Salute to the entire DD Nation. I've been working on a few things, man. I got a lot to talk about in this one. I'm not going to try to stretch it too long. I'm going to try to pack it with, the news y'all can use. Also update y'all on VIT, what's going on, some of the things that we're working on outside of just, crypto to build a bigger future, for everything that we're working on. So hit that like button when y'all come in. I know it's late on the East Coast right now. We are in Las Vegas with it, so, it still ain't too late over here. But shout out to the replay gang. I know we got the notification squad going to pull up in a minute. Also, those that will catch this tomorrow once y'all, get some free time. Shout out to y'all as well. Shout out to Essence. We got Essence already in the building with those notifications on. Salute to you. One of the triple OGs to the channel, man. So we got to, take an overlook at the market real quick. Shout out to A1. A1 in the building, man. I'm seeing some of my OGs pull up, man. It feel good to see y'all. We live with it. We live with it. Man, it's just been working, trying to build the future for, what we working on. Now, I'm just super bullish looking at, the state of the market right now. Hopefully, y'all caught that video I dropped yesterday. I dropped a few points on why, you should still be bullish on SHIB, but not only SHIB. You should be bullish on the entire crypto market as a whole, especially once y'all see some of these stories that we're going to be going over. I know it's been, kind of exhausting to some of those that might be in it for a shorter period of time, but I just want to say it will be worth it. Like I always say, it won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Shout out to A1, said VIT, high rollers in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Salute to everybody pulling up on this live, man. Shout out to Dan and Stretching in the building. Salute. Let's see. So let me see. Share my screen over. It's gonna take a few minutes for people to start pulling up on us, but y'all know how we do. We got the current state of crypto, Bitcoin, SHIB, VIT. Also, any meme coins that y'all are interested in, drop them in the comments. Anything that's on your list right now, we could possibly pull it up and talk about that also. If there's something that, y'all want my opinion on, just drop it in the chat. Shout out to y'all. We got about 20 people in the building right now. We should have 20 likes on the video. Make sure you show some love, man. We back with it. I'm glad we can still do our late night streams and still have people pull up, man. I know it's been a minute. But take a look, man. Also, feel free to, engage in the comment section. I know a lot of y'all are new here, so if you haven't been, keeping in tune with the channel, if you're new to the channel, you could drop in the comment section any questions that you have. If it's something you want me to check out, drop it in the chat, and we'll talk about that as well if we got the time. So I see a couple projects getting dropped in the chat. Drop any projects that you have on your desk right now that you want my opinion on. I see MSI in there, XPX. Shout out to Pablo and Rico. We got Nanya in the building. Salute. Says sub DD high roller, man. Salute. I see some of my OGs pulling up, man. So let's take a look at this, y'all. We got right now overall crypto market 2.23 trillion. I know we've been seeing it hover in this range for a while, but this is one thing you have to remember about these markets. It can't stay that way forever. Eventually, the market has to make a decision. Is it going to go to the upside or is it going to go down? Right now, you got to take a step back and look at all the mass adoption that we have taking place. That's why I got a few articles up right now that I want to go over just to kind of instill some more confidence in those that might be, on the fence or not feeling as confident, as they would like to. So take a look at this first one. Actually, we'll go over the prices first before we jump into that. But 2.23 trillion, we're sitting about 0.67 trillion or 0.77 trillion, 0.77 trillion away from all-time high prices. Y'all, that is not far. That is not far. Once things start to move, that's going to take place very quickly. And what we're going to see is FOMO set in. This is why you don't want to get shaken out of your spots. This is why, even though things are taking longer than we would like it to, you still got to stand strong. You have to have that level of conviction because those are the people who are rewarded. Everybody who jumps ship, they bounce, from one project to this project to this project. Not saying you can't have multiple projects, but you want to keep your conviction in those projects. Because, let's say it takes, 4 or 5, whatever amount of years for X project to, take off, but you stay strong with that project for, 3 years. And then, by that 3.5 year mark, you decide to jump out of that project. But then by year 4, 4.5, or even year 5, that project tends to, or it ends up exploding. You're going to be one of those stories that, where, hey, I didn't buy any, but I had it and I just wasn't, a firm enough believer in what I held on to. And this is why you got to sometimes not just have faith in a project, but have faith in crypto as a whole. When you understand, the utility of crypto, what it does for, now everyday life. I read a study today that said about 1/5 of Americans are, holding or using crypto. That is a very big number, especially for it to still be this early. You got to remember, it's still not even 20 years into crypto being, created. So we're still in the infancy, I won't say like the infancy, but we're still in that, beginning stages of crypto. Yes, it has some time to prove, proof of concept. We just got it accepted into, institutional levels. This is a big deal. And now if you look at all the political candidates, they're, one of their biggest, points is fighting for those crypto investors. So that shows us that, right now, crypto is, really big and its future is very bright. So Bitcoin right now, $63,000. Let's take a closer look in. So Bitcoin's high, 73,000. So we're sitting around $10,000 away from Bitcoin's all-time high. That is peanuts to break that all-time high for Bitcoin, especially on some type of bullish news or something that the market didn't expect. Right now, everything that we see happening with the market is being priced in right as it's happening. Always remember that. I want y'all to keep that in mind, to know that catalysts do move the market, but usually the real catalysts are priced in right away. Now, those catalysts where it's kind of uncertain, where we don't know what's going to happen, like let's say for instance, the Fed's raising or lowering interest rates, that's a catalyst that, the market can't price in, right away, because we know something is going to happen, but we don't know which direction it's going to happen in. But let's say a piece of news like we got with Fed saying, okay, positively we are going to be cutting interest rates, then the market isn't going to wait for those interest rates to be, cut in order for it to start moving. It's going to price that in immediately. And that's what we've seen taking place over this last week. That's why we're seeing all this, bullish sentiment. So, that's a really good sign for us. Taking a step back, let's take a look at Ethereum. We got ETH at 2,600. This is another thing I tell y'all, look at how early these projects are. ETH right now, 313 billion. Imagine when ETH is at that $1 trillion market cap level, and we see, Bitcoin sitting at 3 trillion itself, and the overall market cap sitting at a $5 trillion level. That is very possible. And if you believe in crypto, you should, be looking at the markets like that. It's gonna take time, but it's like any industry. It's a brand new industry that has been around since like 2008, 2009. So, we still got about 5 years before it reaches its 20-year mark. So, think about that. It's still pretty young as far as a new technology that has reached the levels that it has. You got to give it credit from how far it came. I first seen Bitcoin at 11 cents. To see it at $60,000-$70,000 is just, absolutely crazy. So if you came in later than those points and you're not looking at it, from the instance of, hey, it came already a long way, let's give it time to, do what it needs to do, then that's what you might need to start thinking about. Also, right now, we want to keep in mind that with these political candidates or presidential candidates fighting for voters, that leaves them open to being more pro, different crypto technologies, different crypto, regulations that will be in favor for us in the market. So I'm bullish on that. It doesn't matter which candidate you want to go for. The fact that crypto is at the forefront of what these candidates want to talk about is very important. Only the last election is when it really became, talked about, and it wasn't viewed as in a good light as it is now. Now with, Bitcoin ETFs, Ethereum ETFs, we're in a whole new territory right now. So we looked at different quotes from people yesterday saying, I think that was Bitwise CIO saying that, institutional investors are, putting more money. The top people in finance are putting more money than ever into crypto. They're allocating more and more, each and every, quarter to crypto. So that's what we like to see. That's what we want to pay attention to know that even though it's stagnant right now, the infrastructure is building. The adoption rate is still increasing. The amount of holders is still growing. The education on it is becoming, more widespread. More people are learning about it. All that is important, analytics to keep track of. So BNB right now, 588. Looking good, up 4.8% on the week. This entire week was nice. Solana, we got up 149 right now, up 7.7% on the week. XRP, 58 cents. Right now, XRP is one of those ones that, because the rest of the market is seeing some rally, is pulling back. But this is the name of the game. The ones that aren't moving, that are stagnant, those are the ones you want to accumulate. If you want to win crypto, you can't move the way that the masses are moving, because if you're chasing when everybody else is chasing, y'all are all, running the price up, but you're paying a more expensive price versus had you bought when the price was lower. That is the name of the game. Buy in the red, and in the future, sell when you're green. Whatever that level may be for you, that's when you want to sell. Let's see, we got a couple more comments in. Shout out to Antoine in the building. Said, bro, the time is now. Patrick said, good to see you, DeMarco. Appreciate you pulling up on me, Patrick. Rolling in the building said, sub DD Nation, 777, stay bullish. High rollers. Neb in the building. Quintessential in the building. As I said, check out Andy on base. Okay. So, stick to your strategies. The reasons that you decided to jump into certain projects, determine your level of conviction. If none of the fundamentals have changed, the team is, still there, the community is still, strong, then don't let your conviction fade, because it's just a matter of time. It's developments that have to take place. There's a lot that goes into, the entire market moving up. There's a lot of high frequency trading going on, a lot of money as far as the volume, the overall money going in and out of crypto, that's higher than, it's ever been, even higher than it was in 2021 during the bull market. So that's something that a lot of people aren't paying attention to as well. Like, yes, the overall market cap isn't past all-time highs, but the amount of money, the flow is, at all-time highs. And that's kind of like a precursor, to me, to what's to come. Before, some of these trades, less of the trades stop going out and people start holding their positions, and it begins to pick up the entire market. So right now, Doge sitting at 10 cents, up 4.7% on the week. We got Time Coin, $5.75, basically flat. Cardano, 38 cents, up 10.9%. This is another reason why those, blue chips, you should have a well-rounded portfolio. Those plays that you have that are a part of your blue chip portfolio, your XRPs, your XRPs, your, basically all the blue chips. I recommend having, keeping some BNB, even trying, all these in the top 20 that, you can basically know that aren't going anywhere, that have been around for a while. Also, even some of them that drop down, like, some uniswap. I wouldn't call this one just a straight blue chip, but, some of the assets like this that have been around for a while, that they have, strong communities or very strong use cases. These are the ones you want to be buying when they're not, rallying. You know, any of them that even Solana right now, seeing what is doing right now as far as the meme coin aspect, you want to have these infrastructure tokens that are behind a lot of them, just like even base token right now with what they're doing with meme coins. These tokens that you have, if these chains start to pop off, these tokens can go from you could easily see a 5-10x on some of these chains simply because they're bringing that new meme coin aspect to it, or it can be revived like Uniswap. I believe Uniswap will always, obviously people use it now for the ETH side of things, but I believe it'll have another boom when Ethereum is back booming, when the full altcoin bull run is in, and we're starting to see those ETH plays popping back off. Think about it, like I keep saying, Ethereum will be at $10,000 one day. When Ethereum is at $10,000, what do you think Uniswap's price will be? Because Uniswap is like the biggest DeFi swap for Ethereum. So you want to look at those other projects that also will receive sympathy from the bigger projects as well. Even like some litecoin, some XLM, some of those OG, blue chips, and you can have one basket of ones that you think are your guarantees. Then you can have a riskier basket of those type of coins. Then with your meme coins, you can have your more conviction plays than the ones that are more home run or plays that you want to gamble with. You can have different tiers of it. Just break it up into portfolio that basically fits your risk tolerance. Understand, like with more riskier assets, you want to maybe take a little less risk than you would when it comes to buying something for long term like Bitcoin, or whichever one you decide to hold on to. But even now, the Pepes, the Flokis, Doge, SHIB, these top meme coins, the WIFs, the ones that are breaking into the top 100. These are also ones, ones you want to have in your basket as well. I'm not saying you have to have exposure to every single one, but it won't hurt to have some just in case these start to really go crazy. That's how you can have something in your portfolio one day, and you, even if it's not $1 million, it could still be something that's very nice. Whether it's it could be $250,000, $100K, that would still be nice for the average investor, especially for most people watching my channel. So just have a diversified portfolio when it comes to what you want to hold, and rock out. Let those seeds grow, let them blossom. Don't jump at the first signs of profit, because things can get a lot greater in the future. But also remember, you can have short, mid-term, and long-term bags as well for your more conviction plays, or even plays that you just have a play where you're like, hey, if this play pops off, I do want to take profit on it, but I would also like to keep a bag for the long term. Implement that strategy as well, and just come up with your own strategy of what works best for you. And just remember to be patient. That it is investing. It's not an overnight thing. It's just it's a long-term thing. The people who waited from the beginning and are still either holding or waited a lot longer to sell. Imagine those that sold Bitcoin at $100 and they were in at cents. At that time, yeah, that could be a home run, but it gets greater later. So just be patient. Like I like to say, stay down for the come up. But I want to share this first article with y'all. Take a look at this real quick. So Harris and Trump fight for crypto voters as industry rises in Washington. So this is very important when it comes to understanding the future of crypto. You want to look for clues like this to determine, is crypto slowing down? Is it picking up? Is the adoption rate increasing? Is it pulling back? So that way you can align your investment strategy with what's taking place on a global scale. So Americans who own crypto are getting unprecedented attention from both major presidential candidates amid the tight battle for the White House. Both former President Trump and Vice President Harris took steps this month to appeal to cryptocurrency voters. So that shows you, we are very, very important. Our topic, what we care about, dearly, is very, very important to, the presidential campaign. So that means there's going to be a future about this, because once they advocate for crypto and say, hey, if you vote for me, we'll be pushing some of these crypto policies, voters are going to hold them to that. So that means the industry is going to grow even more. So it hasn't happened yet, but keep that in mind. So the crypto industry has gained power and prominence in Washington as major digital currency firms pour millions of dollars into lobbying policymakers and mobilizing voters with crypto holdings. So think about it. Crypto has a ridiculous amount of money in it, and a lot of that money is for advertising, and they're now starting to use it to grease the wheel with politicians. So you think, millions of dollars are going to these politicians, and later on there's no favors coming down the pipeline for crypto? It absolutely will be. So we want to connect the dots on that and keep that in mind as well. It might take time, but it's happening. This is how every major industry rolls out, everywhere, in every major country. So Stand With Crypto, a nonprofit launched with funding from the major crypto exchange Coinbase, launched a swing state tour this month to boost voter registration among so-called crypto voters. See, look at that. The exchanges taking it into their own hands to boost the amount of, support we get in the crypto space. So keep that in mind. These are all clues leading to, crypto being much bigger in the future. So the crypto voter is real, bipartisan, and ready to engage the cycle. London Dobson, Stand With Crypto's executive director, told The Hill following one of the nonprofits events in Washington, D.C. Dobson described crypto voters as a diverse group of people who invest in crypto, build companies, or work with digital cryptocurrencies, or those simply interested in the field. This demographic is seeking more directives from the government, Dobson said. At the same time, political researchers are pouring cold water on the theory suggesting cryptocurrency will not be a decisive issue in the general election, even as crypto ownership increases. So they're saying, even though, it's picking up, the interest in crypto is picking up, especially on the political level, they're saying it won't make or break, I guess, which candidate is selected. But we don't need it to make or break. We just need them both to be pro-crypto. And that sets the stage for everything else. And that's what, we're looking forward to. So it's not something that has historically, that in the past elections has made a substantial difference. But you got to keep in mind, crypto is still fairly new. There's only probably been, 2 elections, really the first one doesn't even count, the 08 election, but probably like 2 elections since, crypto's been created. Or actually 3. But I can't recall it being something that a large block of voters have expressed that is going to influence their vote, I guess is what I would say. So that's this person right here, politics and international affairs professor at Wake Forest University. So this person just, to me, might not be as informed, because most investors that I know, their biggest, I would definitely say one of their biggest decisions will be on if the candidate is pro crypto. I want to ask real quick in the chat, shout out to all y'all that we got in the building, how important is your vote? You don't got to say who you're voting for, but how important is it that they're pro crypto? Is that like a deciding factor for you, or is it other things? I don't want to turn it into like a super political thing, because people start fighting when we start talking politics. So I'm not trying to go into that, but I'm just curious on how much of a deciding factor will it, will them being pro crypto, will it, influence your decision? Okay, we got a couple people saying, I see one saying yes, indeed. So yeah, let me know. We got another one says important. but does it influence? Is it a make or break? Like, is it a deciding factor? But Harris issued her strongest statement so far on digital currencies at a fundraiser on Wall Street this week, telling donors, "We will encourage innovative technologies like AI and digital assets while protecting investors and consumers." So it looks like she's pushing for, she's obviously saying she's pro digital assets, which is crypto, NFTs, things in that nature. But she's also saying she's looking at protecting investors and consumers. So that means she's pro regulation, which is something that is, needed more in the space. Obviously, we like to keep the DeFi side of things, but we do like the regulation side of things. So that way, certain, sectors of investors can feel safe, investing, maybe bigger amounts or just in general into the space as well, because they see more regulation surrounding it. So business investor Mark Cuban, a vocal supporter of Harris and critic of Biden administration crypto policies, called her latest remarks about crypto positive. He says, "I think she said very clearly that she's advancing new technology in this country, and she wants us to continue being a technological leader in AI and crypto technologies and more. And I think that is a very significant positive," Cuban said Tuesday. Trump, during the launch, offered a few specifics about the new business venture, but described crypto as a massive business with the potential to really be something special. The launch built upon Trump's promise to make the United States the crypto capital of the planet if elected in November, a sharp contrast from his years of skepticism of crypto. Also, I seen an article talking about, a plan from Trump to use crypto to pay off some of the national debt. Now, whether, that's something, that you care about or not, or interested in or not, or, whatever. It's just the fact that crypto is starting to be, respected to that extent. That's very, very important for us that have been in crypto, holding on for a while, just waiting for, more, sunlight to shine through, because we're getting to that point, y'all. And those of y'all that have been, implanted into this, holding strong, y'all are going to be rewarded the most. Especially if you've been DCAing like you're supposed to, which is dollar cost averaging, taking advantage of those dips that you see, and just being, having that conviction. That's truly what it's about. Doing your due diligence, having that conviction, and, continuing to, be a community member, whether it's, just staying up on the latest, crypto news, spreading the word about it to people you might know in, IRL, or, whether it's participating in different, crypto, activities, whatever it is, you just want to, keep the spirit of crypto going, inform more people about it so more people wake up, more people can start understanding the power of crypto and how it can change people's lives. Because all of us pretty much, any of the OGs to the channel, people that have been rocking with me for a while, crypto has changed all our lives and, different ways, but, in the main way financially. So, that's what we're looking to spread and get more people aware of. So it's a good thing when you spread the, the word about crypto. This is why you want to stay on top of the market so you can be knowledgeable on it. You can not just like convince people, but, when you know what you're talking about, people are more likely to be educated and informed and then feel comfortable, taking that next step. Whether it's you just making that simple introduction or, you actually walking them through something. The more the more confident you'll be when you, explain it to people, and, the more confident they'll be, becoming involved. And that's what we all want to do. We want to wake as many people up as possible. 1/5 of America is using crypto right now. I think they said around 6% of the entire world is using crypto. So think about how much more upside we have. Imagine when we're going from 6% to 10%, and you're in that, initial 6%. What is the market cap of crypto when the world gets to 15% adoption rate, 20% adoption rate? What happens when not just 1/5 of, the states is using crypto, but 1/5 of the world? And you were a person that was, here and, DCAing from 6%, or, if y'all had been in the years prior, even from those times. Don't look at crypto as an overnight thing. Look at it as, a long-term, like kind of, and it's not financial advice, of course, it's just me speaking, loosely with y'all, so do your own due diligence, never risk more than you're willing to lose. But look at it as like a long-term insurance plan. We know the market is going up. We know which assets are, the assets, and then along the journey, we can, have some fun and take some gambles with some other ones to help speed up the journey. But that's how you should be looking at it. This is a good point right here. Julian said, pro crypto is a big decider. I won't want them taxing too much of the crypto profit. So that will make, that will be a deciding factor, with people too. Not just are they pro crypto, but, how will they plan to move forward with crypto when it comes to taxing and things of that sort? How regulated do they want crypto to be? So take a look at this right here. This is a very, very important study by Chain Analysis 2024 Global Adoption Index. Central and Southern Asia and Oceania region leads the world in terms of global crypto adoption. So Asia, Oceania are right now leading. So you see the map right here. We got like a heat map. You can see where crypto is the hottest. So India, we got Nigeria up there. I believe the top three were India, China, maybe Nigeria, and the U.S. I seen one study that put the U.S. in the top three, and then another one I think that squeezed Nigeria in the top three and then put U.S. at 4. But this article is filled with a lot of important insights, so that way you can understand where we are now and where crypto is headed to. That's very, very important for your conviction. The more knowledge you understand and have, like this, it makes the journey easier when it comes to actually having to hold on. So let's zoom in a little bit in case y'all want to follow along. So on-chain cryptocurrency value received by centralized services weighted by GDP per capita on a PPP adjusted basis. So we include this sub-index to rank each country by total cryptocurrency value received on centralized services and weight the rankings to favor countries where that amount is more significant in comparison to the average person's income in that country. To calculate this, we estimate the total value received on-chain by users of centralized services in each country and weight that by GDP per capita on a PPP adjusted basis, which measures the country's income per resident. The higher the ratio of on-chain value received to GDP per capita on a PPP adjusted basis, the higher the ranking. In other words, if two countries received equal amounts of cryptocurrency as centralized services, the country with the lower weighted GDP per capita on a PPP adjusted basis will rank ahead. So basically they're saying like the country with less money, even if the countries are tied when it comes to the amount of crypto, I believe like crypto volume, then they would still say, okay, if it's, let's say US versus Nigeria, because the GDP is higher in the US, they would, if it was tied at volume or like the amount of crypto coming in, they would rank Nigeria ahead of that because the GDP is lower. So that means technically more is taking more to reach that level from the amount of money that their people are making. So let's see. I want to go to more some of the figures. Okay, so the 2024 Global Crypto Adoption Index top 20. So Central and Southern Asia and Oceania dominates the 2024 index with 7 of the top 20 countries located in the region. As we explore in the full report, CSAO has a unique set of crypto markets with high levels of activity on local crypto exchanges with merchant services and in DeFi. So they're not only just, trading or, whatnot, they're actually using it, to, actually, buy and sell things. So right now we got ranked top India at number 1 for, overall centralized service value received ranking, retail centralized service value received ranking, DeFi value received ranking is 3, retail DeFi value received ranking is 2. So we got Nigeria in second place, Indonesia in third place. Okay, so that's Indonesia, not China. United States, fourth place, Vietnam, fifth, Ukraine, sixth, Russia, seventh, Philippines, eighth. So that just gives you an idea. And look at some of these other countries that are, further down the list. So right now they got China at 20, South Korea, which I'm not sure, because of the GDP, I think. So because of the amount of people, I believe that's why they're so far down the list. But look at some of these countries that are further down the list. And, just imagine once they start to wake up more to crypto and that adoption rate starts to increase, we got a lot of big countries in here, like, yet to be in this top list. Look at the UK, China. So global crypto activity is increasing. Between the fourth quarter of 2023 and the first quarter of 2024, the total value of global crypto activity increased substantially, reaching higher levels than those of 2021 during the crypto bull market. So look at that. That's between the fourth quarter of 2023 and the first quarter of 2024. So that's, about between the fourth quarter. So that's only a few months. And the total value of global crypto activity increased substantially, reaching higher levels than those of 2021 during the crypto bull market. So just for that few months period to reach more value in crypto activity than the entire bull run in 2021 is crazy. And that's when we reached, all-time high as far as the total market value. So we can see from this pattern in the chart where we apply our adoption index methodology globally by adding all 151 countries' index scores for each quarter from Q3 2021 to Q2 2024 and re-indexing them again to show global adoption growth over time. So you can see we are, up right now, which this is a very important metrics to keep in mind as well, because you want to know that you want to have information like this, because think about it, the average investor might not be aware that underneath the surface, crypto is doing more activity than it did during the last bull run. When you're armed with that type of information, that can, help your confidence, the conviction that you have to, hold tight when it comes to certain projects. It's important to, this is a part of due diligence. Last year, growth in crypto adoption was driven primarily by lower middle income countries. This year, however, crypto activity increased across countries of all income brackets, with a pullback in high income countries since the beginning of 2024. So some of the bigger countries are becoming more fearful, while smaller, countries are understanding the value and the power of crypto. And this is what happens. Some people might have been in early, might have wanted to take some profits, but they will double back. They will spin the block and come back. This is what happens with crypto. People play musical chairs. They jump around from project to project. Not everyone, but those that, are indecisive, they jump from one project. They'll, stay in that project for a while. If it doesn't do what they wanted to do within the time frame, that they wanted to, they'll jump to the next project and, repeat that process over and over. And, a lot of times leaving money on the table each time that they, jump to the next project. Because remember, you never fully lose until you sell. You never lose until you sell. You just got to hold tight, and continue to, be like a solid community member, push the project, do your part. Every community member is important, because everybody working together can push the goals, further. And crypto is a giant landscape, so it's really going to take, because each and every person isn't going to do this. So those of you that will spread the word about it, you got to go even harder, because you got to do the work for the ones that won't. and we all want crypto to rise. So, we all should be doing the same thing. But, some people have less time. They have, less, ability to focus on the actual markets. So those of you that are here, we got 50 people in here right now, you 50 should be the ones that are, out there on the front lines, really advocating hard, pushing the word, because it's going to help your, portfolios as well. And, spread this type of information. Let people know what's really happening with crypto so others can be more confident. So the launch of the Bitcoin ETF in the United States triggered an increase in total value of Bitcoin activity across all regions, with particularly strong year-over-year growth in institutional size transfers and in regions with higher income countries such as North America and Western Europe. On the contrary, year-over-year growth of stablecoins was higher among retail and professional size transfers, and is supporting real-world use cases in low-income and lower middle-income countries in regions such as Sub-Saharan Africa and Latin America in particular. So take a look at this now. So the dark blue, represents large institutional money, which is more than 10 million. So this is the global year-over-year growth by asset type and transfer size. So the light blue or lighter blue is institutional, 1 million to 10 million. Professional is the lighter blue square, 10K to 1 million. And then the lightest blue one is large retail, 1K to 10K. And then small retail is around 1K or less. So, and that's like the turquoise square. So here's a graph representing that right here. So you can see the global year-over-year growth by asset type and transfer size and how it has, started to increase. Look at that large institutional money starting to go crazy now. This is what you want to pay attention to. Year-over-year growth of crypto activity by category type and region. So June 2022 to June 2023 versus July 2023 and June 2024. So take a look at North America, centralized exchange and DeFi. So you can see in North America, centralized exchange usage has picked up. We got Western Europe, DeFi has picked up. Central, I think that was like Asia, Oceania, centralized usage has picked up. Eastern Europe, DeFi has picked up. Latin America, DeFi has picked up. Eastern Asia, DeFi is picking up. MENA, I'm not sure what that is, but DeFi is picking up there. DeFi killing it. Sub-Saharan Africa, DeFi up. All overall, you can see DeFi is up. So a lot more people stepping into the DeFi side of things, which is good because that means people are taking crypto more serious. They're understanding that if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto. And that's very important because, a lot of these people, they get, messed over by some of these exchanges that pop up. I've had a lot of people that got burnt by different, random exchanges that popped up and they lost their funds to it. And that kind of, left a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to crypto. So, that can steer people away from it. But when they're more educated, when they're moving more to the DeFi side, that means they're more likely to be long-term investors. So, I'm excited to see that. So let's see if we can take a couple questions, then jump to the next one. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. I see y'all, some of the OGs pulling up. We got Fritz in the building, Pepper in the building, Syph in the building, Tyler in the building, Scarface Gaming, Julian, BCR, Ugbot in the building. Shout out to y'all, man. We got a lot of OGs in the channel. If you're new and you're just tapping in right now, make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe. We have more information, more, news that you can actually use, news that can boost your confidence, news that can, help you navigate the markets. You definitely want to tap in for this information. So definitely subscribe. Also, if you know somebody that will find the channel useful, share this information with them as well. Carlos in the building. Carlos said, my brother, it's been a while. October is the month, and you know this for sure. So I'm super bullish on October. I don't want to get my hopes up too much just in case, we don't see something crazy happen. But I am bullish on it happening. Historically, October is one of the best months for crypto. We seen what happened this time, last election, October 2021. Very exciting times. A lot of people are bullish, but what y'all got to keep in mind also is that some people might have that buy the rumor, sell the news, spirit going on. If we hit October and things don't start to go parabolic, they may begin to sell. So you want to keep that in mind also, and probably prepare your strategy to be prepared for that. So if you do, see, you might want to have a bag that, which, it's just, it all depends on your strategy. If you're a long-term, just buy and hold investor, then that's different. If you're somebody who, likes to, be more risky, then, that's different as well. But you can have a bag, just in preparation for, if things do start to move nicely, you can take some profits and potentially try to trade it and, predict if people will sell, or just be ready in case there is a lot of selling. And, we start to see some oversold levels. You can take advantage of those dips. And, once the price starts to rise, you'll be right back in profit. So crypto leader reveals why the upcoming SEC congressional hearing is different and pivotal. So the upcoming congressional hearing involves the SEC has triggered interest across Capitol Hill in the crypto industry. These hearings set to feature SEC Chair Gary Gensler and all the agency's commissioners could be different from those of previous years, and crypto leaders, including Ron Hammond from the Blockchain Association, have highlighted why this moment is so pivotal. According to Hammond, while Gensler's testimony before Congress is a routine event that happens annually, this year's hearing stands apart for several reasons. Why this SEC congressional hearing is pivotal. These hearings involve members of Congress questioning the SEC chair about various topics, often with their approach divided along party lines. Typically, the party in opposition criticizes the SEC's chair's policies, while the chair party's favor defends them. This year, however, things may deviate from that script. Hammond pointed out that Gensler was drawing scrutiny not just from opposition party members, but also from within his own political camp. This internal dissent is new. Members of Gensler's own party have raised concerns about his approach to running the SEC, particularly his treatment of the SEC staff and the direction of the enforcement division. This means that Gensler might face less support from his own side than in the past, leaving him in a more vulnerable position than usual. And if you know anything about Gary Gensler, GG, this dude is one of the most, strict people when it comes to crypto, and most influential people when it comes to regulation on crypto. His agency can bring a case on different projects and quickly put a dent in the market, just on the news of it. So the SEC is very important, and that chairman position is very important when it comes to crypto overall. So him facing, scrutiny from both sides, not only us crypto investors getting tired of him that are pro crypto, but even the people that usually side with him for everything, they're even saying, hey, you messing with our crypto now. You messing up, our future plans for what we see with crypto. Or they're even just saying like, it's inevitable that, there's no point of being so vague and, not making things clear so people can move forward when it comes to crypto. People are getting tired of that, and he's receiving a lot of pushback from some big players. And think about it, if with all these millions of dollars going into lobbying, where do you think that money is going to? That money is going to these politicians. A lot of these politicians are in Congress or, in, positions where they can get the word to Congress leaders. And when we talking millions, what's going to happen. These people are going to fight for, these, whatever their lobbyists are, telling them that they want. So it's good to see, him also, that can make him start to loosen up and start to either, stop playing around when it comes to crypto and finally give us some clarity, or the level of clarity that we're looking for. or, you know, just might get him out of that position, which, you know, a lot of us would just prefer that. Now, one notable difference in this year's hearing is the presence of the other SEC commissioners alongside Gensler, which is unusual for such oversight sessions. Wow, that's interesting right there. You know, he could already be, you know, feeling a type of way because of that, and want to be, you know, on a different or best behavior, knowing that he's going to have these other commissioners there when they usually aren't there. So it's like, okay, you know, this one is serious. You know, this is a big deal. So while this could provide Gensler some defense, especially from the two Democratic commissioners who are likely to align with him, the presence of the Republican commissioners will present a counter to many of his policies. Another important aspect of the upcoming hearings is the broader political context. With a major election approaching, the typical retreat to party positions is not expected to occur. Instead, Gensler's leadership has become a point of debate within Congress and also in the national political arena. He has been mentioned in campaign speeches with former President Donald Trump, even using Gensler as a talking point in rallies, promising to fire him if elected. Crypto industry gain. So look at that. If you got, you know, one of the main candidates, you know, talking about firing you, you're not in too good favor, you know, with the people, pretty much. Especially if it's, you know, coming from not only, you know, that person, but a lot of other important, you know, people that are influential as well, like, you know, bankers, CEOs of, you know, multi-million-dollar companies. All these people, you know, they kind of have a say-so, especially if they're putting their money in to lobby, you know, for some of these, you know, laws. So crypto industry gaining prominence in U.S. politics. The unusual prominence for an SEC chair indicates how significant the crypto debate has become in U.S. politics. Moreover, the SEC under Gensler's leadership has been highly focused on enforcing regulations on the crypto industry. Hammond pointed out that despite the agency's concentrated efforts on crypto, significant regulatory challenges and enforcement actions have missed major fraud cases such as FTX and Terra. This has led to criticism from industry players and the courts, which have delivered several legal setbacks to the SEC in recent months. Gensler's own rulemaking, particularly SEC Bulletin 121, SAB 121, has been met with resistance, including from Democratic lawmakers, many of whom have voted to repeal it. So he's losing power with his own side. So when we see things like that, you know, forming, you know, those are you know, people that are against crypto, and we see them losing power. That's another thing that you want to keep in mind as well. So the future of crypto industry. As the discussion around Gensler's leadership grows, the crypto community questions if a pro-crypto future will exist in the U.S. should current political leadership, including Vice President Kamala Harris, decide to retain Gensler at the helm of the SEC. Hammond emphasized that this will be a major theme to watch during the hearings, as Gensler's political isolation could become a major talking point in the broader political discourse surrounding cryptocurrency regulation. With both major political parties and their presidential candidates weighing in on the importance of the crypto industry's future, this congressional hearing is shaping up to be one of the most significant in recent memory for the SEC in the future of crypto regulation in the U.S. So this is, you know, really good to see. Crypto on the forefront. So Harris says her White House will invest in America's future, which includes digital assets. So that's a bullish comment right there from one of the candidates. So also look at some of these other article names, like when you just search different things like Bitcoin, you know, crypto, digital assets, you know, and other related terms. Look at the articles that are being produced about it. You know, you want to gauge, are they, you know, positive sentiment? Is it a negative sentiment? And I'm not saying you want to go off of that. That's probably one of the least things you want to go off of, because a lot of these media agencies are biased. You know, they do say one thing while they're doing something else. So you want to keep that in mind as well. But you want to look at, you know, what are the articles saying? Are they positive? Are, you know, is the current state right now, you know, do we see more positive headlines than negative headlines, or is it, you know, bigger catalysts in the market that could push the market? You want to pay attention to that as well. So focus on layer 2 solutions, DeFi and its evolution, NFTs and the metaverse, exploring other promising sectors. Jaffer also pointed out to sectors such as decentralized autonomous organizations or DAOs and Web3 technologies as critical areas to watch. DAOs are redefining organizational structures by allowing communities to govern projects collectively, while Web3 aims to create a decentralized internet that prioritizes user control and data privacy. So take a look at this. Trump sees good future for crypto, suggests it could help pay off $35 trillion national debt. So, you know, just looking at articles like this, so you can see that the market is bullish. The future for crypto is bright. We got the fear and greed index right now at a 48, neutral standing. You know, I like to see that fear and greed index, you know, going down, because that gives us better opportunities in the market, especially for a short term, you know, dip and then a turnaround. Because a lot of people, when they see that red, that's when they start to get fearful. And that creates opportunity for me and you to get discounts on some of our favorite assets if we're in the market, you know, for, you know, different currencies. Always remember that. Never chase the green. Even if it's something that you would like, and I won't say never, because there can be a time that something is really rallying and you might miss the boat trying to wait for it to pull back. But keep in mind that there's, you know, almost a 50% chance that, or even higher, you know, I would, you know, this is not an accurate number, but just, you know, off, you know, just my thoughts, I would say there's at least like a 60 to 70% chance that these assets will pull back. They always pull back. Now they might move to a higher level and then pull back. So that's what you don't want to happen. But, you know, use your TA skills. Look at some of the videos we put on the channel, you know, throughout the years, teaching you, you know, technical analysis on how to determine, you know, your support and resistance levels and how to use different indicators to, you know, make better informed decisions. Take advantage of those pullbacks. Understand that's how you're going to win. That's what the rich do. Buy when there's blood in the streets. Shout out to Shady in the building. Crypto Shady said, I was still crushing in the dip. Stayed in the green the whole way, baby. Shady been rocking with DD Nation since 2021, man. It's one of like the triple OGs to the channel, man. Shout out to Crypto Shady. Made a lot of money rocking with the channel. Carlos in the building. Salute. PD in the building. He said, Gary is done. He said, bro, I watched the whole meeting. His own team went against him. I didn't catch it, bro. Did you got any key things that they said during the meeting? PD said, LOL, Diddy started the bull run. Shout out to VCR. Big Time in the building said, then down for a while, not ready for the come up. Hey, for real. A lot of y'all names, especially the ones that I just seen right now, I know all y'all are locked and loaded, buckled up. We're going to have a beautiful bull run this time around. You know, a lot of us are more prepared than we were even last time. So, you know, it's just a matter of time. Essence says, I need to catch up on that meeting, PD. I only saw clips. Yeah, PD, if you could drop some news that we could use from that, let us know. But yeah, y'all, so want to take a quick minute to, you know, talk about VIT and some of the things that we are working on, y'all. I got some exciting news. So we are working on the second license for the lounge/club. You know, that's a big thing that, you know, takes a lot of work on the IRL side, especially here in Las Vegas. You know, a lot of, you know, things, you know, basically like they don't make it easy for you, I should just say. You know, so we're still pushing that forward to bring, you know, more, you know, crypto related events to the space. You know, it will double also as an event space to be able to host different, you know, IRL crypto events. A lot of, I'll say probably like half of the crypto events that take place in the world happen here in Las Vegas. So, I mean, that might change, you know, now that, you know, the adoption rate is picking up. But for right now, you know, we see a lot of them. And, we get to tie utility back into the VIT ecosystem from some of these real life utilities that we're building out. So that's one of the main things we're working on. Also, the VIT NFT collection. I know I said last week it will be dropping, but I got my guy that I'm working with, and he just needs a little more time to help me with what I need him to do to make it the way we want it to be. But everything behind the scenes is already set. We're ready to go. We're gonna start getting the marketing materials out to start letting the community know, like, hey, the NFT pre-sale is about to be going on, so that way the community is all alerted and everyone pretty much gets an equal chance to be able to grab some. Because this is a dope collection. If you got to see the sneak peek, you already see what we coming with, but we also got some fun utilities behind it as well. So that's what's really important, trying to make it where everything makes sense for the ecosystem for VIT. We're not just doing things on the digital side of things. We want to really bring crypto to IRL as well. I've been talking with businesses in the Vegas area, about getting them onboarded with not only just, more with accepting crypto, but also being tapped into the VIT ecosystem as well. So we got some news coming out on that. Some exciting things. I'm gonna be reaching out to some community members that want to, help push this project forward even faster with some of these things that, can be done on the community side of things. So, if y'all are a part of that Telegram, definitely tap in, hit me on the Twitter DMs and let me know, you ready to roll your sleeves up, because we got some interesting things we about to roll out. Looking forward to getting our first Vegas Inu token IRL event, coming up soon. So not too soon, and you're gonna have a good enough heads up notice on it. But that's something that we're working on as well as we get the the event space / lounge club together. That's something that is going to be cool, where we have a place here in Vegas whenever the community is in town, have a place to fellowship, and work on things, learn new things, and also give the community a place to also come learn, during the day about cryptocurrency, and put on different educational seminars and workshops, getting people onboarded with crypto in the community, so we're not just talking about it and spreading the word on YouTube, we're also doing it in the community. Pete said in the Telegram, Jason said move to Vegas. Okay, that's what's up, bro. You got to tap in with me. Oh, he said my brother just moved to Vegas. Okay, that's what's up. A1 said LFG. Man, it's gonna get very, very interesting, y'all. And this is the good part for those that are all still holding on strong. This is something to give you a little confidence booster. Know a lot of people have shaken themselves off. So it just got, even, I don't want to say easier, but essentially, you moved up the line. Because remember, like I say, the rocket can't take everybody. So we need people to shake themselves off or to jump off the ship in order for, the rocket to become lighter, so that way we can go further. That's just the way it works. It might sound mean to some, but that's just how crypto works. We need some people to lose confidence. We need some people to, give up their positions. All that does is move you further up the line. So yeah, y'all, I ain't mean to jump on this late with the stream. I just had some stuff I had to do IRL, handle some business, and in the IRL side of things, getting this event space / lounge club together. It's a lot that goes with the licensing and things like that. I don't know if y'all were following, but we got the first license is through. We're waiting on this next license where we could take things even further. So, it's an exciting journey. It's taking time. It's not an overnight thing, but, we getting it done, though. That's what's important. So, I'm looking forward to, y'all pulling up in the community, coming to, fly out here to Vegas or, drive out here, however y'all get here. We still got the VIT shuttle, if y'all need to get picked up from the airport or whatever, the community members, especially, If you holding one of those NFT passes that are about to be dropping, man, it's about to be some exclusive perks with this, and not only just from the VIT community, but our partners as well. That's the thing that we're working on, behind the scenes. It's a lot when it comes to IRL utility. IRL utility is something that takes a lot more time to build out than just digital side of things. Getting people to understand, the proof of concept and, walking through the process of things, trial and error in real life, all that is a real process. As it says, gotta play the patient long game. For real. Giovanni says, been holding SHIB since May 8, 2021. One more year of holding, also making a killing on Smart Layer Network. Okay. Petey says, so Kamala went back on what she said about crypto. She for it, and now she not. She crazy. Essence says, how can we book the VIT shuttle? So you can basically, if once the NFTs drop, that will give you, access to, being able to book it. It will be through the VIT website. And also, you'll be able to use VIT if you're, not an NFT holder. And just want to book it or use it for something outside of what the NFT perks include. We got a lot of back end things taking place with the website right now. A lot of things getting included into it on the back end. Y'all just can't see it yet right now, but yeah, a lot of work is being done. Nanya says it's easy to hold when you see the vision. LFG. Shout out to Nanya. That's what it's about. You got to really believe in crypto. You got to really, I encourage, if you're watching this right now and you haven't read a book on crypto or, any magazine, something that can give you, a different level of knowledge on crypto, definitely do so. Because that's the number one thing that I see, people not having enough knowledge or, information on it to remain confident. Look at the history of different cryptocurrencies on how long it took them before they reach certain levels. And then, how fast that exponential increase can become once it reaches a certain point. But take a look at this. We got I don't know if y'all seen this yet. So they had a Satoshi. They had a representation of Satoshi at the Token 2049 Singapore event, the largest crypto event of 2024. So this is supposedly Satoshi Kusama. Now I can tell you this is not actually Satoshi. This is a representative because I know who Satoshi is. If y'all didn't know, but this is a representative to represent Satoshi in the flesh. So the people can for some probably feel more confident. Like okay, the team is out here on the ground. Putting in with boots on the ground. Which, I thought it was a cool thing to do. Think about it. It adds a lot of, it just gets SHIB more in the conversation with all these different, new projects that are all working and, trying to make waves in the crypto space. So I think this was a good idea, a good marketing idea by the team right And look at how many different projects, she was able to, market with. They got, a team going around with them, holding the SHIB sign. Just making that presence. That's what's important. Satoshi says, thanks to everyone who said hi, took pics, and met me today. It's truly a pleasure. Wish I could have spent more time at the conference, but our focus is on private things. So let's see what Satoshi's talking about. So 42nd edition of SHIB magazine is here. You can claim yours free. This is funny right here. They say, God, please give me a sign. So you see right here the lightning, coming up from the support, hitting that resistance, testing the resistance again, before testing it again, pulling back to the support before going parabolic. So this is a cool sign right here, man. SHIB DAO important vote. Bad idea now live on WeX. So, hi everyone, please read everything in Satoshi's blog post. It is of tremendous importance of the future of SHIB and the whole ecosystem. So, in case you didn't catch that, let's jump in there real quick. How many people watching right now are still diamond handing SHIB? So, ensuring accountability and advancing decentralization, a proposal for SHIB's DAO evolution and fund allocation for partner funds. Okay, so this might have been about the Wellies vote. So what seemed like ages ago, I proposed a breed system. This was an initial concept that would later grow into our quad DAO system. So what changed? Quickly, I learned that while many DAOs are powerful and can do many great things, there are a few issues that, if mitigated, will increase the likelihood of our success. One, SHIB DAO needs a certain level of responsibility. But why? Easy as you see as you read further into the storyline. Much too easy rogue actors can hide behind terms like community and use funds to push rogue projects onto our beloved SHIB army. It would seem most protocols couldn't give two shakes of a shadowcast tail about the issue and have no choice but to let smart, rich, rugtastic people create platforms that slowly move winnings from unsuspecting hopefuls to the top 1%. Isn't this exactly what we are standing against? Just pick your favorite rug tactic protocol and see the percent of rugs promoted as memes, and unfortunately, our success, which is driven by a true North Star of building a future state, drives some to believe others with the SHIB name or without on other chains or our own will achieve the same success. This is unlikely, but unlike SHIB, many of these projects have billion-dollar bags that make pumping anything easy. So pick your poison. For us, a truly decentralized system with a dev team that often must pay into development, a new approach was needed, especially if we are to onboard the next billion users. Let's talk about this. But before we do, a side note, please stop associating me with any project that works with anyone I know or used to work with. That's like telling everyone to trust your ex. Projects will do anything to gain spotlight and use common sense to figure what to trust and what not to. This is the perfect segue into my next point. A billion users won't stay where they constantly get rugged. This concept seems simple, but it goes alongside the first statement. If people won't stay where they constantly get rugged, and even current whales and KOLs are feeling this, and even large exchanges can be places of total loss, how do you create a system that actually protects the people? So we got to work. That was well over 2 years ago. Let me explain the development process so it's clear. So year one, during the first year, we through our experience with Shadowcats, realized the need of a system that was not only robust, but also distributed more than decisions to the community. It is more important that the actions therein result in real-world karma, reputation, and competency, KRC. This could, in essence, be benchmarked for a variety of other interwoven technologies. In fact, KRC cannot stand alone in a DAO, or we go down the path of social credit systems. It must be anchored in self-sovereign identity, so users own their data, with the option for fully homomorphic encryption so users know their private and sensitive data is secure. Now combined, we have a blueprint for all types of powerful tools that can ensure the scammers can't keep doing scammy things. I laid this out quietly in the SHIB paper. Notice therein I said there would be two types of people, Shibazins who utilize the technology and the equivalence of tourists. It was my belief that this distinction, when combined with KRC, would achieve what all nations are trying to achieve: a system that gives warning to those who may interact with individuals, while also giving a certain level of data autonomy to users, and while being compliant to Web 2 governments. So you see that, Satoshi is talking about that SHIB state, where you see we're talking about the self-sovereign identity, that SHIB, SSI, so different things that Satoshi and the team have proposed, and put out in that video that we seen, talking about the state of SHIB. These things are still in the works. They just take time, y'all. It's a lot of research that goes involved. It's a lot of, testing. It's a lot of, just basically discussions that have to be had with, smart people that, have more knowledge and understanding in the topic. It's a lot of things that go on. So, but we see that they are still working on pushing this forward. And, always remember that what you're viewing SHIB as, or your favorite project as, your view could be a lot smaller than what the bigger picture is, because you might not truly understand the project. Sometimes it's best to, revisit the white papers, ask the team questions to, make sure your understanding of the project is, up to date. And you can ensure, like, hey, I know we were working on this. Is this still something that, we're potentially going to be, moving forward with, and things of that sort. So that way you can, gauge your confidence level. You can know, oh, I'm really confident right now. Now is the time where, when I see those dips, I should be buying, twice as hard. So in year two, we set out to build things like protocols, systems, concepts, white papers, and a host of other technologies that will serve as the backbone to our decentralized society. See, so look at this. In the year 2 is when they finally started to develop protocols, systems, concepts, even white papers. So this required PhD involvement and vast tokenomic modeling to ensure we wouldn't break our system. So this is what I talked about when I just said, having discussions with people that, are a lot smarter than you, to make sure things don't go wrong, to make sure, like, this is an idea that, we have as a team, how can we best implement this idea? Sometimes just trying to run forward with something, it can do more damage than, just taking the necessary time to do it the right way. So, and right as we approached the ending of this mammoth task, an old friend had the nerve to decide on his own to move funds intended and publicly benchmarked. Right as we approached the ending of this mammoth task, an old friend had the nerve to decide on his own to move funds intended and publicly benchmarked to the DAO. Therefore, and to showcase the vast improvement of V1 of our DAO to what is V2, I am calling a DAO vote immediately using our old system. Note, since we introduced the full voting system, we will also allow SHIB voting on this proposal, as SHIB is the community token. So voters can use SHIB or BONE. So this is cool. I like to see this now, that just some power being given back to the actual SHIB token, because, that's what we're all here for. Of course, we got love for Bone, Leash, the entire ecosystem. But at the same time, we all know if it wasn't for SHIB, we wouldn't be here. So moreover, papers explaining the karma and reputation system alongside our V2 voting system will be released later so that you all can see our progress in design and also decide how funds are utilized. Please also note we will use current and past work of our future Shibasins to create this KRC. And yes, you are now in the driver's seat. It surely does not exist, but even if a bit of truth lies in the wallet holder in question, the DAO's decision of how funds should be used will be valid and followed. So funds in question, 37.5 ETH, here's the wallet address. I propose that the funds therein be allocated using these options. So choices, here's the choices. Choice 1, funds are escrowed into a new multi-sig that would include the following individuals who would publicly have 1 vote and are only authorized to use the funds as the DAO sees fit: LC, Gossip Sheep, and Cal, Satoshi, and an appointed signer chosen by vote by the DAO. These funds will go to a secondary vote for what can be done, where the community can submit choices therein. And then the signers agree to execute as decided upon without regard to the decision. So choice 2, the funds are fully burnt to SHIB. Now, we would all like that. But the choice 3, the funds are allocated to community projects of choice by the wallet holder without regard to a vote of the community. Choice 4, wallet owner keep the funds and stop flooding the entire ecosystem. That is hilarious. Who is Satoshi talking about? If y'all know this wallet holder right here, who if you know who Satoshi's referring to, drop that in the chat. Please note this vote will begin on August 31st and end September 4th. Execution thereof, based on the vote therein, will be executed no later than September 30th. So almost time for that vote to be wrapped up. So if you haven't voted, oh no, the voting period has already ended. So execution of the vote is looking at taking place. So we'll see how that turns out. So let's see what Lucy has to say. Shout out to Jay Butler in the building. A1 said we waiting on you. Soon as you say it's open, I'm there. Let's go. I'm looking forward to it, man. This is gonna be a movie. I'm telling you. When my community get together, there's gonna be something the crypto industry never seen before. Giovanni says, think I should sell my 1 billion SHIB when it hits 3 zeros and a 1, or do you think it can get to 3 zeros and a 1? So I mean, really, that's personal preference. Now, me personally, if you held it to that point, it just depends on what is your take profit. What was your strategy going into it? When did you plan to hold it? Now, obviously, I believe if it reaches 3 zeros 1, that it will be able to reach 3 zeros 1 7. I believe it'll get past that point. But you got to go based on your own confidence. You don't isn't today. Who is it? But would it be big if we all knew? So it definitely would cause a lot of rifts. Not just saying like in a bad way, but it would be, very exciting. But I could understand, why, this individual wouldn't want to just step into the full, spotlight. It's a lot that comes with it. What is your expectation about SHIB? I'm bullish on SHIB. PD says, I believe I read an article that Binance will be taking meme coins earlier than before. Now, that'll be fire. I was in the cannabis industry in the 90s. My associate was trying to convince me to take his Bitcoin. It was $30. Home owed me $6,000 at the time. iCash was a farmer girl. Shout out to Monique pulling up. Yeah, man, a lot of us had some early opportunities with Bitcoin, that we wish we would have jumped on. PD said SHIB on the move. Let's check out SHIB. The SHIB stablecoin, a key development for stability and utility in the Shibarium ecosystem. The SHIB stablecoin is a crucial development within the SHIB ecosystem, currently in the works and not yet released. Its introduction is expected to significantly enhance the Shibarium. So a new era of digital identity in the SHIB ecosystem in collaboration with D3 Inc., SHIB Identity has been introduced as an innovative solution for digital identity management within the SHIB ecosystem. Although it's not integrated yet, SHIB Identity aims to empower. So just looking at some of the latest posts from Lucy. SHIB Eco expansion, Shibarium technology, and shibaswap integration, community sentiment updates, commitment to vision, burn rate, and utility. There's excitement over 8,000% increase in the SHIB burn rate alongside developments like K9 Finance liquid staking, suggesting efforts to increase the token's scarcity and utility, which could potentially affect its value positively. So take a look at that. SHIB up 15% in the last 7 days. If you watched the last video, I was giving y'all some hints, that the market is going to start getting more bullish. Even the video before that I dropped where I let everybody know, don't be afraid just because you see the fear and greed index dipping down and you see all the prices pulling back. It was the time to, take advantage of those, lower price levels. You want to continue to do that over a period of time and accumulate on the dips. And, that's how you win. So treat token coming soon. Okay, let's check out SHIB. SHIB up 10% so far. Sheesh, look at that. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. SHIB at 1634. This is why you don't, lose faith and start not buying those dips. I mean, if you got the amount you want to hold, then that's fine. Content creator says SHIB is going to explode, growing daily with over 1 million holders, and the 24-hour volume numbers are crazy. Is SHIB going to erase a zero? I believe in the future it definitely will. It's hard to say when. Shout out to where invested. My average cost of SHIB is 4.4 in March. Oh, PD said, don't forget the book of the day. I got the book of the day right here in front of me. It's The Presentation Secrets of Steve Jobs. How to be insanely great in front of any audience. I'm trying to work on that, y'all. I'm trying to get better at my delivery, better at, presentation when it comes to giving y'all some news that y'all can use. Content creator says, I can see SHIB going to at least 0.002 in the bull run. That's the minimum. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, y'all. And it's the thing, it's gonna happen quickly. It's not gonna take a long time to get there. I believe we might see that, that all-time high rip within, a week. Once it really starts moving. Now, of course, it might break up to a few different levels, but I'm saying like once it really does that parabolic movement, it really might be like on average, we usually see SHIB do that in a 3-day period. Break to those new levels. Is because it likes to, make that movement. A lot of people sit on the sidelines. They're afraid to buy in because they think, it's going to pull back. And then, it shoots up even more. People still afraid to get in because they, think it's going to pull back. Then it shoots up again and it goes to, crazy levels. And then we get everybody, and their mama start trying to buy in. And then, now the price begins to, pull back. And now we got these people who chase the top, all disappointed that they didn't buy in at those lower levels. SHIB is going to be all-time highs by 2026. Lee Young says, bro, good to see you. It's been a fat minute. Where can I follow you to stay up to date with you? You could follow me on Twitter, but also on here, just make sure you got your notifications on, y'all. I'm, basically giving more time back to the YouTube side of things because, we get in the event space / lounge club up. There's a lot I had to do in the beginning, as far as even building the local crowd up here, so that way, there's actually a crowd that I have before I, open up officially and get, people, just familiar with what's, going to be going on essentially. Essence says CZ is getting out of jail in a few days. Sheesh, that 4 months went quick. Sam in the building, diamond handed. Jason said, my brother will be releasing a cannabis app soon. Okay. Giovanni says, do you think we can surpass 60 billion market cap? Absolutely. She went to 50 billion market cap last time. Up 5% today, made a cool 150. Nice work. P said, look at Doge. Jason says, the 4 zeros 20 average in SHIB here at 39 million. I'm looking to do 2 zeros. Okay. Let's check out Doge, man. We got SHIB pumping right now. Okay, Doge up 4% also. Looking good, looking good. We got the community sentiment at a 79. I believe it was like at an 80 with SHIB. $722 million volume. Let me see, what was the volume on SHIB? Okay, 470 million, not bad. Not bad at all. 113% up on the day. You know, SHIB really pumping right now. And this is what, you know, I try to tell y'all to stay, confident for. You know, there's going to be pullbacks. You know, we seen the price pull all the way back, you know, after we hit that 4,500 points per coin. Let's take a look at that. So we hit that 4,500 points per coin here. When was that? March 5th. And then we pulled all the way down to, you know, that 1,000 points per coin level, just above like 1,000, like that 1080 level. And I know that could be scary for some, but this is why you still want to buy when the price dips. You know, even if you'd have bought this dip here, you'd have bought this dip, any of the dips that you would have bought. This is what I just want to show y'all. Any of the times the price would have pulled back, I'm going to even mark this one here. Well, basically, this one here, you wouldn't be profitable just yet. But this is why you continuously dollar cost average. Because then once the price continued to, you know, you caught this dip here, even when you catching this dip is better than all the people that bought it in this range. And then let's say you continue to dollar cost average, you caught the dip here, here, here. Each of these dips, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all 6 of these dips here, even this little baby one right here, all of these dips, had you bought in any of these, you would be profitable. Had you bought in any of these dips, this is what I try to tell y'all. This is why it's important to buy the dips. Because the price where we're sitting at now is currently above every single one of these dips that took place over these last, from July to now. So from July 5th, so in October 5th will make it 3 months. So had you bought the dips over that last 3 month period, 3 months later, you would be in the green on each of those purchases. That's why it's important when you accumulate in these dips like this, as the price begins to move further and further up, all these purchases you made become even more profitable. So now your money is making you even more money here. It's making you even more money here. More money here on this buy. You continue to make more money as it goes up. And then eventually, let's say even if it pulls back to, let's say, to this level here, to this resistance point. Even if it pulls back to this level, eventually it'll find support here, or however it plays around, it eventually start to move back above this level. This is why you want to continue to even still buy those pullbacks. Because then now, once the price does this, the buy you did here now becomes profitable. And as it continues to go up, this buy becomes even more profitable. So you basically, planted seeds at certain points in the chart where, you can end up making, more money from. Now, obviously, it can always go the other way. But like I showed you here, even when it's going the other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all these major dips here, had you bought them, you still would be profitable during those times. That's what you got to understand. Anthony says, where do you see SHIB reaching in this run? It's really hard to say, bro, but, I talked about it a while back. Let me see. this bull run, it really depends on, how high it can go and how high the rest of the market goes, because SHIB is going to follow the rest of the market. If we see, Ethereum going a major run, then I expect to see, Shiba Inu receive some sympathy from that as well. And kind of, it's hard to call based on, like, okay, if Ethereum does a 10x, what will SHIB do? We can't really say. I do expect there to be a lot of pandemonium when, it does start to really move. I believe the FOMO will be bigger this time than it was last time, because all the people who heard of SHIB last time that didn't, make it, they're going to flock right back to SHIB. All the people who made money last time are going to want to flock back to SHIB, and all the new people who, haven't got a chance to, dabble with SHIB, they're going to want to flock in as well. But I think we delete a zero. We already hit, think about it, we already hit. And that's on the low end. That's really the low end. We already hit almost half of that. So to get to this point isn't that far-fetched. So we already reached here. We've already hit this line here. So once we, do this, we go parabolic, we can hit this, we can delete a zero in a very short period of time. And remember, you always want to zoom out. Imagine when SHIB is at these levels. And, you were thinking like, man, SHIB was expensive when I was buying it down here. And, I was catching all these dips, these dips, these dips, these dips. I'm thinking it's expensive now. But then imagine when SHIB is one day, here. You're going to be grateful that you planted seeds at this level, because, it's going to happen quickly. And once it happens, it might reach a point where it doesn't pull back. And now you're stuck paying these higher levels for SHIB when you could have had the opportunity to plant those seeds down here. I did a few videos on Paul Chain earlier on. You could just check, search my channel for the Paul Chain videos, but I haven't been really keeping up with Paul Chain, to be honest. One Life says, let's go. Salute. Jay says, I think by the dip on Crow Chain is slept on. They are going to burn 30% of a 10 billion supply every month. They burn 6 million market cap. Nice. They should have opened a new wallet and bought at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So he's basically saying, if you were a new buyer or you jumped out of your position, then, you could have got in at that level. Jason Davis says, you're right. I bought the dips from 4.35 down to 4.2. A1 says, might start meme coin season. Yeah, it's getting, think about it, y'all. October is right here. October is right here. So you definitely want to be buckled in and be prepared for, what may take place. But I'm excited for tomorrow. I get to hop on earlier. I'm going to drop, a video or two regular videos, and then I'm going to do an earlier live stream. I don't have to go to the city hall tomorrow, so I get some free time in the daytime. I've been running to all type of different departments and everything, getting everything together for the event space / lounge club. It's going to serve different purposes, so, whatever we end up rocking with at the time. But yeah, a lot going on behind the scenes, y'all. I'm really excited for this. Like I said, y'all my team, the ones that are really tapped in with me, hit me on the DMs. Definitely got some things I want to chop it up with those that are community members that, don't mind rolling up their sleeves. So that's all we got for this one, y'all. I'll see y'all. Did we hit midnight yet? What time is it? So it's almost midnight. We could rock it out. We could rock out for a few more minutes. In case y'all got any questions or anything y'all want to know about Vegas Inu token, we will have a lot more content coming, very soon. This is another reason why, I'm encouraging members from the community to reach out, so we can, help get the content, not just like, videos, but also other content out a lot more frequently. Shiba running, let's go. Shiba running, VIT, shout out to BCR. Jay says, I have 13 meme coins up 20% this week. Nice work. That's why you want to stay active in the market. So SHIB looking good, man. And take a look right now. We're looking like this with SHIB, and the market having a nice run this week with the fear and greed index still only at a 48. So if it continues to rally from here, hopefully y'all already, locked in some positions. But, we're going to definitely start seeing those prices go a lot higher, if the market holds right here, because we're only at a 48. So we still got a lot of upside before we start entering into that greed territory. Know that once we start entering more into this green territory, that's when smart money or short-term smart money traders are likely to start closing positions or selling to try to lock in some gains, or, just to break even either. So keep that in mind. Or even some people might sell for a loss at that point also, because they might feel like, that's as high as it's going to get. So keep that in mind. Bitcoin whales accumulate 219 million worth of Bitcoin in major Binance withdrawals. My head says, dear, I love you, but I am sad. Please tell me Shiba increase rates. I mean, I believe it will in the future. Look at it right now. Shiba is up right now 10%. SHIB is up the highest out of the top 13 cryptocurrencies right now. Out of the top 13, even beyond that. Let's see. Let's keep going. Let's see. SHIB is that 10% that SHIB is doing right now is higher than the top. So sometimes y'all got to give SHIB credit. It might seem small, but you got to sometimes take a step back and look at the entire market. So SHIB is up the highest percentage all the way until we get to WorldCoin, which is up 16.8%. And it's the 69th cryptocurrency by market cap. So Shiba Inu is up a higher percentage than 68 other cryptocurrencies in the top 69. Almost the top 70 cryptocurrencies, Shiba Inu is up higher than on the day. So you got to give SHIB a little credit. Just be patient. Jason says, A1, thank you. I need much more. My account was down 30% total. Now it's like 20% down total. That's all you got to do is keep working, bro. Keep dollar cost averaging, and that's the way to go about it. Just remember, never risk more than you're willing to lose. Keep hitting that DCA button, and, eventually once things turn around, especially if you, pick a good project, things will eventually turn around. They don't stay the same, forever. Yeah, did you see that VIT copper coins Nanya made? They are fire. Yeah, Nanya going crazy. Nanya going absolutely crazy. So my brother lives in Vegas. Newly, when crypto pops, I'm getting real estate in Vegas. I'll look you up for sure. Also, cannabis apps is being released in Vegas too. Okay, have them tap in with me. But man, I appreciate y'all. Let me get a like check, man. What the likes looking like on the video? We got 50 people in the building. We should have at least 50 likes. P says you down 20%. Open a new wallet now. So you can start with a fresh wallet that is, fresh, in that way, that wallet is, not in the red, especially from a psychological standpoint. If it hurts you to look at that negative 20%, sometimes you can just, do what you got to do on one wallet and start a fresh one. So that way, it's not bothering you as much. Now, everyone doesn't have to do that, but for those that are, emotional or, get discouraged easily, then definitely that's one way to go about it. And remember, you can always have multiple, I was just about to say that, you can always have multiple bags. PD just said it for me. Multiple bags is the key. Essence says 55 likes. Okay, cool. Appreciate that, Essence. To the Moon says, yo, from New Zealand. Shout out to New Zealand. What time is it in New Zealand? It's almost midnight here in Las Vegas. Jason says, not at all. I've been here since 2021. Okay, cool. To the Moon says, we on, brothers. Yeah, it's looking real nice right now. And this the thing, y'all. Always remember this. Always remember this. No matter how long it takes for things to pop, the harder that it's compressed, the harder that, they hold it back, the bigger the explosion will be. Keep that in mind. So all y'all that been holding your SHIB, just know that you gonna this the thing. Some of y'all don't even realize what it's like to be inside of a Shiba Inu bull run. When you're in a Shiba Inu bull run and you don't even know, because it's going so crazy, you can't even tell when to take profits because it's just getting absolutely ridiculous. I wish that on a lot of y'all. So this is why I tell y'all you want to have your strategy in place because, I've seen a lot of people SHIB go to, certain levels and some people had one bag only and they were afraid to take any profits from that bag. So they didn't get to, capitalize or lock in any profits at an all-time high level. Not everybody's going to catch the all-time high, but you definitely want to catch it in those higher levels. So, that's why we recommend having multiple bags. To the Moon says 7 p.m. Sheesh, it's midnight here and 7 p.m. there. Crazy. Where's New Zealand? Ain't New Zealand by like Australia? Jason says 2021, I've been here. I only keep one bag per coin. I can't keep track of more. You ain't wrong. Jay said, me too. Take profits on your way up. BCR said, nice to see everyone. Time to make some noise. Let's wake the space up this week. Yeah, we're going to be real loud over here this week. I need y'all to let everybody know in the Telegram to make sure they got their notifications on because we will be, more active. I'm a lot more of my time is free now that we got, some of these licenses. Well, the process for, a lot of these things in the works. So Jay says, I'm seeking 25% at the time at certain levels. It's 3 a.m. here in Florida. Sheesh. So, man, hopefully, everybody has been well. We, if you haven't been following my Twitter, we lost somebody very, very special in the space. We definitely want to keep her name alive, and we're going to figure out as a community, something that we want to do and representation of Space Chick. That one right there, y'all, that was a real tough one, man. I know a lot of our people that, been locked in for a while, rocking with us in the actual DD Nation, that one, shook the community. But, we're going to be even stronger. We're going to keep our mission alive. We're going to keep, her name, her spirit, everything that she, represented when it came to our community. We gonna, keep that alive for her, man. Shout out to everybody that's a part of us. I want y'all to know this is a lot more than just a YouTube thing. Some of y'all just, in and out, but for those that have really been a part of my community for a while, I want y'all to truly understand we like family over here. Even more so than ever, I want to get the chance to, meet all my true community members, so, we can just, fellowship with each other, enjoy more of each other's time. Because think about it, we all going through this struggle together. We're all going through this learning process together. This, exciting time. It's so much wrapped into one when it comes to crypto. It's the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, the ugly, the mistakes that we made, learning it. We're only a handful of us, in our communities can, relate. So to have y'all is very, very, important. It's like almost at this point, therapeutic to be able to have my community that I can talk to when it's so many people in the world that don't understand, in the everyday, environments that, you can be in, but to know, at any time I could tap back into my community and everybody's, aware, educated, know what's going on, supportive, that means a lot. So, I really want y'all to understand y'all are like family to me, man. It's just a YouTube family, but it's really like that. So, we got to definitely figure out as a community, how we can be even closer for the ones that would like to, and just also, how we can, just do more to uplift each other, and at times, be there to, check on each other, just kind of make sure, all that we can make it through to our goals. Because another important message that she left was basically to take care of ourselves, because health is wealth too. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't take care of yourself, then what's the purpose? So we want to keep that in mind as well. Some of us, we can get so stressed out, everything can be so and not just from crypto, but life itself, and especially being a person that's inside of crypto, the markets can sometimes control your emotions. This is why sometimes it's good to take a step back. Even with myself, even though I was focusing on other business, for the community, and making everything bigger, but at the same time, it's like, okay, the market is in a standstill right now. Let's keep working and keep pushing forward on other things as well. But also, we can't forget that you yourself is the most important investment. So keep that in mind. But shout out to everybody for rocking with us. I will see y'all tomorrow. Make sure you got those notifications on. We will be on a lot earlier. This was a late night stream. I like the late night stream sometimes because I come back to it in the daytime with a lot of positive comments. So shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to those that, true supporters of the DD Nation. Those that, rocking with me all the way. Those that, been here since they been here, man. Salute to y'all. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. And we are out.